Hi there, and welcome back to Hunt Hill at Home. Today I am out on the Barred Owl Trail, and some of you might know this trail as the Discovery Trail. They're being called the same thing because we're using the Barred Owl Trail to be our Discovery Trail, where we're hiding different objects every month. This month's theme is dinosaurs, so if you haven't had a chance to come out and peek around, we do have dinosaurs hidden on this trail. You can look at them and try to count them up, see if you get all 9 dinosaurs, and if you take a picture with one of the dinosaurs and tag Hunt Hill, you will be entered to win a prize. So, we do this every month it changes, but I just wanted to let you know about that since I'm on the Discovery Trail. Now, we're not talking about the Discovery Trail today. We are actually going to be talking about refrigerator trees and butcherbirds. Now, both of these things are nicknames, and I'll reveal what their real names are in just a second. But since we're talking about butcherbirds, I want to share the joke of the day. Now, sometimes it's hard to find a good joke of the day that matches with my theme. I couldn't find any jokes about butcher birds, but I did find a joke about butcher. So here it goes. I went to the butcher shop the other day, and they had these tall racks, and they were all filled with different meats. And the racks were so high that I doubted anyone could touch the top of them. And I went up to the butcher and I said, I bet you $500 that you can't reach the meat way up on the top of that rack without getting a ladder. And he said, I'm not going to take that bet. The stakes are too high. All right, so let's get started talking about our butcherbirds and our refrigerator tree. Now, these two species are very closely related, not because they're similar, but because one depends on the other and will use it for its food. So, a butcherbird is also known as a shrike. Now, we have 2 different types of shrikes in Wisconsin. One type of shrike is called the loggerhead shrike, and the other one is called the northern shrike. Both are around here during the breeding season, which is summer, but you can see the logger-headed shrike around for a little bit longer as well. And so these birds that live around here, the shrikes, are called butcherbirds. They're nicknamed that for a very specific reason. Even though the shrikes are pretty small, they're about the size of a robin, they are awesome predators. They've got hooked beaks, kind of like you would see on an eagle or on an osprey, but they're teeny tiny little hooked beaks. Now, this will help them catch all sorts of prey. They catch a lot of insects like grasshoppers, but they'll also catch things that are pretty big for them. Things like rodents, little mice and voles, they can catch as well. Now, they depend on the refrigerator tree because the refrigerator tree has a very cool property to it. And I'm going to show you what this refrigerator tree looks like. So I'm standing right in front of it. You see this tree that kind of stands out. It's got kind of darker bark and different types of leaves. That's our refrigerator tree. And I'm going to take you a little closer so you can see it. So I'm going to switch my view so you can see what I'm seeing. So here we come up on the refrigerator tree. And you can see its bark. Its bark is very different than like on a maple or an oak tree. And as we go up, you can take a look at the leaves. Here's one of the leaves of the refrigerator tree. So they kind of look almost like birch leaves, except they get really wide at the base here. So it's hard to see in here. I can't get it quite to focus, but it is narrow at the base and then wide and then narrow again. Now, the cool thing about the refrigerator tree is it's got little thorns on it. Well, not little, these are big thorns. They're about 1 inch long and they are sharp. Sharp as a needle. Now, the butcherbird, or the shrike, uses it by taking its prey, so things like a grasshopper or sometimes even a rodent. They'll stick right onto these thorns and save it there for later, just like we do with a refrigerator. Pretty cool, huh? Now, refrigerator tree isn't the real name of this tree, and its real name makes a lot of sense too. The refrigerator tree's real common name is the hawthorn tree. And you can remember that because it's got these sharp thorns on it. It's got thorns all over the place. Here's a thorn. Here's a bunch of spiky thorns. And the thorns help protect the tree from things nibbling on its bark because animals don't want to get poked. But then it also is very helpful to those shrikes that want to store their food somewhere. Now, the reason why I wanted to tell you all about the refrigerator tree and about the shrikes is because last time I was out on a hike in the prairie, I actually saw several shrikes, and they're really cool to see. You'll notice they're slightly larger than a lot of the birds that hang out in the prairie. They're about the size of a robin, and they've got some really interesting markings. So I'd really suggest taking a look at them on the internet or in a bird book, coming out to the prairie and seeing if you can find them. Then, next time that you're on the Discovery Trail, otherwise known as the Barred Owl Trail, maybe you'll see something stuck on one of those spikes on the hawthorn. If you're not from around here, you can check them out. You can look around in your own area to see if any hawthorns grow in your area or if you see any shrikes. They like to hang out in places where they can hunt, so places like prairies or open fields are really nice for them. And they like to sit way up high on a perch. So they'll find a telephone pole or a high tree or one of those perch poles to sit on. So keep your eyes peeled for some shrikes and some hawthorns. Thanks for watching today. I'll see you next week.